Hello and welcome, my lovely Libras. Libra, this is your weekly intuitive energy and card reading for the week of January 6th through 12th, 2019. Remember, time is merely a pretense. These could be past, present, and or future energies and or lessons. And also remember to listen to the whole reading because collectively as a sign, your sign are your lessons, not personality programming. All right, so let's get to it. Energies above us. We have that Jupiter in Capricorn. It's very important to remember Jupiter in Capricorn. Everything in Capricorn right now, because Capricorn is big daddy energy. It's dad energy. It's did you eat? Daddy's home. Were you good while he was gone? And it's did you eat your veggies before you? Did you eat your veggies? Because that's what's going to get you your ice cream. So Jupiter is also this big Zeus energy, as in, God of gods kind of thing. So it's that energy of and dad of dads because he couldn't keep it in his pants. So the reason it's so critical to remember that this Capricornian energy is surging around, is this big daddy energy, is because when that full moon in Cancer hits us on the 10th, Friday of January 10th this week. Did I say it was 2019 or 2020? I meant to say it was 2020. Sorry, Libra. But the point being, when that Cancer energy hits us on the 10th, that is going to be the maternal, nurturing, give us a break kind of energy. It is going to trigger us in areas close to home, our home systems, if somebody threatens your home, your family, or safety this week, you'll probably get your ass beat if somebody threatens, if you threaten somebody else's security. It can create harsh communication because, the people we're closest to, we tend not to have our filters on, as my 14-year-old likes to say. Filter on, filter off. So we also have on January 12th, we have the Saturnian conjunct Pluto big moment. It's all, of course, in Capricorn. Saturn is the planet of karma. Pluto is the planet of transformation. Have you eaten your vegetables? Because all that big daddy energy is either you get ice cream or you get more veggies because you didn't finish them. And also that maternal energy is I'm here to nurture family, home, security, and whatever you've laid out so far. Saturn conjunct Pluto, it basically, the initial motivation behind it is all about boosting value in quality systems and and empowering systems, increasing value and empowering systems that are just solid, good, and good for karma. However, if not so, there's going to be a redistribution of that power and those systems. So we're going to be able to politically, there's going to be a change, and I think we already see that coming in, so I don't think that's going to be a surprise to anybody. All right, so let's kind of get to this reading. Cards are already jumping out. Me being the Queen of Clovers, my readings tend to focus on life, craft, action, nurturing ourselves and others, and using our will for the highest good and calling with unconditional love and, of course, gratitude. This is my charismatic gift I share with you. And, of course, thank you so much for your likes, your subscribes, your views alone do help the channel. Please subscribe now if you haven't. More to come. I'm going to do some easy single tarot card. I'm going to do single spread tarot card reading. For this one, let's not get too big for our bridges. Let's just ease into this new year with a little more gentleness. Too many cards, Spirit. Just a little more gentleness, because this Capricorn energy, it is big, big daddy energy. At the center of your reading, I do have the Six of Cups in reverse, which is definitely your past kind of catching up with you. It's very towerific energy, feeling coming in. And just give me a moment to look at what we got here, because it's not awful. In fact, it never is awful for me then when I read the cards. Here's what you got going on this week. First of all, Ace of Swords, inspiration. I also look at this card as it's like taking over your own royalty, which is very big right now, is being the CEO of your own life, being the king of your own life, the royalty of your own existence, creating your own Camelot, as it were. But this is also an inspiration. You've been inspired. Your perception has changed. Your concept has changed over it. And it's the perception and the concept that has changed for you is you don't need to go nowhere to be happy. First of all, you don't have to escape anything. Staying where you are is fine and dandy and beautiful. Six of Swords in reverse. A lot of swords. Oh, not a lot of swords energy. A lot of pentacle. Now you just got everything here. You got everything here, actually. But the swords, you do start out with the swords, though. And this is that idea of, like, this man-made, especially in, remember, we're coming in this Capricornian manly energy, big daddy energy, definitely masculine energy of getting shit done, of doing things. But this is that energy of, I'm where I need to be. And this is me harnessing my manly energy. And with that comes, but this is almost, I almost feel too, like this is like balancing those energies, not taking flight, not accepting help that's going to make you escape, but just kind of like, I'm where I need to be. Things may look a little funky, but I am actually where I need to be, where I belong. And it's because your ships are coming in now. You're not foreign to where you are. There's this sense of just, I know I'm where I belong. Look at what's coming in now that I've accepted that. Surrender to it even. It's just that your ships are coming in. You're feeling that energy of, I'm right where I belong. It's a really good feeling, Libra, to be honest. Really good feeling. But I do feel like there's an ending. This is Ten of Pence. This is legacy. This is like coming into like great success, of course. But it's not going to feel that way. And that's mostly because in order to come into great success, you have to overcome a lot of trauma, post-trauma, a lot of heartbreak. There's heartbreak in yourself that you kind of blend in with your heart, with your finances. I mean, there's this sense that your legacy, your future success is dependent on your heart being okay. And you haven't really done that work yet. So you do need, there is some work that you need to do that you're in the middle of probably this week. When that Cancer energy, when you have to deal with that feminine energy, lighting things up, and then being eclipsed, because that is an eclipse. There's going to be this energy falling on us in a way that is a little less than totally dramatically wonderful. It's going to fall on us in a confusing light. Eclipses tend to put shadows and light where they never ever would be, by virtue of the sun and the moon kind of moving their natural course. And this is forcing you to consider that drive for your Ten of Pence. There's a hiccup there. There's a tripping point there that is about your past, your past heart, your past heartbreak. It's just what's holding you back. I'm trying to feel out what it is, but Spirit is saying it's different for everybody. Some of you, this is as far back as things you don't remember, things that happened when you were a baby that you found out about when you were older. Actually, Spirit is saying this is something that came to you almost like, this is maybe not something you directly experience, but it directly affects you. So it's like if your parents are divorced, but they divorced when your mom was pregnant. This is like that your grandparents were or great grandparents were camp survivors in the Holocaust. This is like shared trauma. There's a shared trauma that must be overcome or reined in. Really reined in is what I feel with that one. And that's because the Chariot card comes next. And this is important because once you've overcome that trauma, it's definitely a familial trauma. It's definitely something that is you have to handle it. It's not something you can ignore just because other people lived through it and you didn't necessarily directly live through it. But in order for you to move forward, you're going to have to handle that. This is that Cancer. This is the card of Cancer, which is going to tell you that when that Cancer full moon shows up, it's going to shed a light. An eclipse too, so it's going to be a very direct light on this. You're not going to miss it on Friday. It's going to smack you across the head. That feels slightly global, Libra. It's going to be more for you personally, but it feels like something globally is going to smack us all across the head and make us kind of like, oh, we have some healing as a planet to do, but you're going to be like ahead of us. Spirit is giving you that, but they're not really kind of, it does have to do with, it does feel like, especially with everything that's going on, it does feel like wars people have lived it. Things people have suffered through that have really broken our hearts. As a family, as a group, something that really does break your heart. And it's holding you back somehow that you may not be aware of. All right, so that is going to be able to get you the 8 of Wands. And by the end of this week, when you work through that energy of that history, it's kind of a history. It feels like a past history, and it even feels shared trauma. Once you get past that full moon and you realize this is what's holding me back, holy shit. You know, I didn't even live through that kind of thing. You're going to be able to start setting new goals and plans. And when you set those new goals and plans and start aiming for things, you're also going to be able to get your 10 of Cups. Now, Libra, you really need this 10 of Cups. You guys have been really struggling through, and this is happy home, happy life, happy wife, happy husband. You even got a little puppy in there, don't you? This card usually has a dog. I miss my dog. I don't live with him right now, and that's really what I'm thinking about. This even has a rainbow in here, which, believe it or not, if you're in a same-sex relationship, this is, you are included here, even though you're not pictured here. But it's just a total happiness and easiness. Plus the rainbow always makes, because it represents the lesbian and gay community, the LGBTQ community. There's more letters after that now. That's why I get confused. But if you're part of that community, the reason this 10 of Cups card is, it's inclusiveness. No, you know, the rainbow is inclusive. It means that everybody is welcome. This is a welcoming place. It is a welcoming experience. And when you come into this money, this is an inheritance, actually. Spirit told me to pull this card for inheritance, because I was like, well, if I asked Spirit weird questions in my head, and I'm like, well, if you have the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pens, doesn't that mean money is really great? And they're like, oh, well, this is an inheritance because you inherited some family trauma that once you get over, it's going to make you move forward. Does that make sense? Okay, what is the last card in this reading before I ask for advice from Spirit? This lovely Devil Codependency card. Now, the reason this is here is because there is, it's not codependency. It's like a shared trauma card right now with you, and a way of, it happens when I read. Spirit's just saying that it's not codependency, but it is shared trauma. There is pleasure in this shared trauma, celebration in this shared trauma, overcoming this shared trauma. It is overcoming the habit of being the victim in this trauma. It is overcoming the there are people, when you share a trauma with somebody, let's say, you know, I'm thinking of Speed with Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock, and they say, oh, you know, people tend to like get close in a shared trauma and whatever before they have that big kiss at the end. And this is that experience. This is like you have been brought closer to others in this shared trauma, and you are breaking free from the ideas that there are certain things you have to do because of this shared trauma. Like, you know, you don't get to wear green because the enemy used to wear green. Well, you know, that's done. You know, it's that kind of issue of letting that go. Not everyone is ready to let it go. So you must be prepared for that. But you can with this Devil card. And you are going to. You could have a Capricorn in your energy trying to hold you back, trying to create limits. This is all about releasing limits. I do read the cards this way, and if I read it this way, your ships have come in. It's time to move because it's time to let go of those limits, those boundaries we set up for ourselves that are really artificial, holding us back. Don't run away from this. You need to stay in this energy. It is overcoming a heart trauma, past trauma, but it's going to take you to the 10 of Cups. This victory over this trauma is going to take you to the 10 of Cups. You've been inspired and motivated, and because of inheritance. This isn't just monetary inheritance. This is spiritual, emotional inheritance. But you're moving past that to something else. Pretty exciting stuff. Let's get your advice from Spirit. This is like sometimes the cards come out and they look, oh, they don't look like nothing to me, but before you're done, it's a lot of cards, but I'm going to take them all anyway. Advice from Spirit. I do have the Star card in reverse, the King of Pentacles upright, the 10 of Swords in reverse, the King of Cups, Judgment and Strength. Okay. Could have an Aquarius in your energy, or a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn with this King of Pentacles. Your wish may not come true, but you do have a kingdom, is what this is. Messages from Spirit, advice from Spirit is you're going to have a time where you're not going to be able to move forward with your heart because of this past trauma. It's tortured a lot of your family and a lot of people around you for a while. It has stopped love from coming in a certain way. Really unconditional love, really just love of your fellow man. Sometimes this is, if you've had a racist encounter, I do know a black family who had a lynching, and who had a family member lynched, I should say, in the 20s. And my friend was like, it's been 100 years and I'm still trained. 100 years ago, and this person is mid-20s, and they say, I still sometimes can't be nice to white people because of it. Because that's how I was raised, even though I know it's wrong. And it is that sense of you are torturing yourself. That white person across the, at work did not lynch your grandpa. But you're still withholding love. You're still withholding yourself from those people for that reason. Which is unfortunate because you have a kingdom without wishes coming true in it. And you're part of that kingdom. This is ending, though. This is ending, and you're re-strengthening. You have a choice to go back to the way things are. You have a choice to go back to that narrow-minded thinking, but you also have a choice to move forward in strength with Leo. Libra, you are opening up your heart to the possibilities of life different because of something that happened years and years ago. It doesn't mean you completely disregard it and you forget about it and doesn't matter, it's past. No. This is not letting it weigh you down and contain you in your future possible. It's a releasing of the have-tos behind an incident, an issue, a family history. And it's just letting it go and moving on to something entirely new. Time is a very big factor in the readings this week, and that is because it is taking back our time, taking back our Capricornian time and nurturing it with Cancer. But this is very historical for you. And it's got a long history. You're changing your legacy because of it when you change it. All right, thank you, Libra, for sharing your energy with me. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, tip or donate. Everything's in the box below. Have a great week, my lovely Libras.